Game, Swagu. We'll start with you. This is all about the Bills and the Dolphins.
Yep.
Who will have more total touchdowns, Josh Allen or Tua?
Josh Allen. The legs have become a problem for people, and I think it's this new iteration of the offense. We see him pushing the ball down the field a lot more comfortable. Some throws I didn't like against New England, but that's Bill Belichick's defense, who's been playing good all year. I think Josh Allen is going to have more total TDs than Tua.
Graz, who will have more catches, Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill, he's going to have to. It doesn't sound like they'll have Jalen Waddle in this game. They're banged up at running back. I think this is going to be a game where Tyreek Hill has to perform at a high level if they are going to win. Plus, Josh Allen has completed a total of 37 passes in his last 3 games. So it may be that Stephon Diggs doesn't get nearly as many opportunities to catch the ball as Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, because they've been running it like crazy, which brings us, Mike T, to this. Who will have more rushing yards, James Cook or Devon Achane?
James Cook, same line of thinking. They have become a run team. They're averaging 37 rushing attempts per game since Joe Brady took over. That's who they are. They're throwing it less. They're turning the ball over less. And James Cook is a really important part of this offense, not just rushing, but also receiving.
Yeah, but Josh Allen remains the focal point whenever you're dealing with Buffalo. And if you don't believe me, just ask the Dolphins' legendary defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, who had this praise for Allen, comparing him to an all-time great.
This guy is the new John Elway on steroids. And I don't mean he's taking steroids. He's just bigger, faster, cannon for an arm, tough. You know, he's a dude.
Of that, there is no question. But you just made the point. And Mike T, we were going to do Mike T loves a graphic. We were from the time that Joe Brady became the offensive play caller in Buffalo, they legitimately have become a rushing team. I mean, the numbers are stark. Is that the formula for them on Sunday night?
Absolutely. And we actually do have a graphic.
We did the graphic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. This is Joe Brady, Greeny, exactly to your point. And I think most significantly, and Swagu, you'll appreciate this as a guy that had the pick 6, look at the turnovers.
Yep.
So with a defensive head coach in Sean McDermott, Greeny, what they're saying is we could run with James Cook and Josh Allen, and look what it's doing for the turnovers.
Yep. So, Marcus, let's talk about that a minute here, though. Because what Allen remains is the guy who, if you need him to, can put on the cape, right? I mean, if you need, he can put the team on his back. So is this a Josh Allen game on Sunday night, or is this that balanced rushing attack offense?
It's that balanced game, once again. And I think for Joe Brady, I think his mindset is we pull that's break glass in case of an emergency for Josh Allen. And that's a luxury. That's something that I've talked about for years with the Buffalo Bills. I think it cost them an opportunity to get to an AFC championship or even a Super Bowl before this, is the fact that they wouldn't run the ball. Remember, this was the same team that had Devin Singletary, who's running the rock like crazy in Houston. They just didn't lean into it. Remember the conversations we had as well when Brian Daboll was the coach, and that is when we got into, well, Josh Allen's career going to be short if he keeps running the ball.
Right.
And we were all talking about the chances that he took on scrambles, but also the design quarterback run. What Joe Brady has done is said this, man. Look, Josh, this is the plan that we're going to go by until we need you to become the guy that everybody knows you can be in certain moments. And you know what it does for Josh? It takes the pressure off of him. Yeah. You don't go into a game saying, I'm going to have to make 50 plays in order for us to win. And you know me, I hate the turnovers.
Yeah.
The turnovers have been a thing. It's not something that you can avoid. But I think Josh Allen now has the most help that he's had outside of having Brian Daboll as a play caller.
Go back to Mike T's graphic. Those last 5 games, he has reached 60% completion in one of them. Like he is not, statistically, he's not doing much of anything except he's running the ball. He's got a lot of rush. He's got 5 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions in that stretch. But they've won 4 of the 5 games. So I think they're going to stick with what's working because they don't care if it's pretty.
Right.
They just want to win the game.
You know, Green, I've been really fortunate to work with a lot of great defensive coaches, Parcells, Belichick, Rex, Mangini, and they all say the same thing. They hate when the quarterback can make plays with his legs. It really affects the spacing. Most of the time, it's a great athlete. But Josh Allen's so big, like he could run past you, but he could run over you. And again, I think Sunday night where it's a winner take all, he's going in there with a neck injury, but he plays so physically. That's what's so unusual about his ability.
So I might surprise some people by asking Will to put the picks on the screen here. I'll tell you, I was a little bit surprised when I saw that I'm the only one on Buffalo. Yeah. Why do you like the Dolphins in this?
I think it's a home game. I think this is desperation. I think coming off that loss against Baltimore, there's going to be a lot of incentive. And the only thing that scares me is the Bradley Chubb injury, because you need all hands on deck.
It's awful. They've lost their 2 pass rushers in the last month.
But this is my thought. You look at Buffalo's defense over the last 3 games, they've lived by pressure. This is not the team to miss when you pressure it. Because if you miss, it's to the crib.
Explain what that means.
So I'm sending. Sean McDermott has been sending secondary guys in pressure. His safeties, Hoyer and Poyer, they've been involved in blitzes. That leaves you manned up on the outside. And we know what number 10 does when you leave him manned up 1 too many times. And this is football.
Yeah.
It only takes 3 plays to score 21 points. And this is the team that can do it. So I'm not 100% like all in with Miami. I think they have an opportunity based on what I've seen from Buffalo defense to be explosive.
Reading very similar, and Hembo gave me the stat to illustrate the point. If Tyreek Hill hits 2 home runs, they win the game. He has 12 touchdowns. On those 12 touchdowns, he averages 38 yards per touchdown. So that's why I think he could flip the game all by himself.
Yeah, that's insane. But I think I love it when we can give folks things to watch for. So you're saying specifically Buffalo likes to bring that pressure.
Yeah.
That's going to leave someone out there all by themselves with Tyreek Hill. If that pressure doesn't get home, then Hill could have a very big night.
And I think that's the key, right? Because the Dolphins, I was shocked too. I thought I'd be the only one on Miami.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm
making me
worried
nervous.
is the injuries. It's not just Bradley Chubb, right? Like they're beat up on offense too, and so that's a concern. But the fact that it's in Miami, Buffalo has been winning, but they haven't been looking fantastic, right? Like they don't look.
The Patriots game had something to do with my pick.
Right. So I think it's about Tua and Tyreek getting together and hitting a couple of really massive plays. That 38-yard average would be higher if there wasn't a goal line. Like he'd keep running. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think Achane is going to be big in this game.
Yeah. He's got no Mostert, no Waddle.
Oh, I know.
They've lost Jalen Phillips. They've lost Bradley Chubb. I feel terrible. They've had the season of their dreams.
This is a chance for Tua to have his real
moment. You're right. That's the key.
Everything is at stake in that game. As we continue, rock bottom for Bill and the Patriots. Marcus Spears.
Intercepted. And LSU has scored on the Marcus Spears interception, the second play of the second half.
Put your mouthpiece in.
A pick 6 in the national championship game.
Bro, first of all, I told a lot of people after the game, it's no way it could have been scripted. I'm in New Orleans, 45 minutes away from home. LSU ain't won a championship in 40-plus years, and we get a pick 6. And this defense, speaking of, we had turned the football over all season long. Nick Saban was the head coach. Will Muschamp was the defensive coordinator. We had a plan for Oklahoma and executed it to perfection.
I think that you were with me on the 15-year anniversary of this also, because I remember I asked you what was going through your mind as you were running in the end zone. What did you tell me?
I'm finna get some money.
That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
That's what I was thinking. Finna get some money. You get an interception in that championship.